So Morgan is going from Logo. We don't know if it's really her choice. I've been looking around, but nothing. I could go deep into her mind, but I don't really do that as much as I used to. You know, the thing people don't know is mom's part nightmaring, so mom's playing like one corner of nightmaring, so I can so literally the ability to go in people's dreams is kind of something I can do naturally. But I'm probably gonna have to go in her head because I don't know what's really going on. I mean, yes, Double is called Aquila's sister a whore. Again, I wasn't really around when that was going on because honestly, when you run the Middleman Institute, you basically have a lot of shit you deal with on a daily basis. Like, I'm not bragging or anything, but like, the one thing that I don't think like most people understand is like the amount of things I do. I know when I go into the Discord with everybody in the RPU, it's all I'm doing something or making a joke or something like that. But that's because I just spent like 8 or hell 10 hours just making sure the world don't fall apart. And I know Ben's like, I protect the universe. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this since I was a teenager. 13, actually. And that does not count all the times I had to reset the universe. No one knows about that. No one knows the kind of horrors I had to face back in those days. I do. My brothers do. Megalo and Overlord does. Don't really know what Ben's problem with me and the guys technically are. He always says like, Bugsy and his associate, Bugsy and his allies. Having the allies that were helping them out, like the first time was my bros and my cousins. Like seriously, blood related and all that stuff. Although Antakamaru and Har haven't really been around as much, I usually try to keep them out of things, but we're the big three. And me and my brothers have been away from each other for so long, it's just really good to have them around. I really have been, we've been kind of neglecting, we've all been busy with our lives, we've been kind of neglecting each other, and I want to do better. Because me and Maru are close, Me and Maru are close. Like, he's my brother, but he's also like, he's always been my partner in crime, my right hand man. And it's been, I know he's been busy and he's been helping people. I just didn't want to pull him back into my bullshit, back into the world of the middleman because I want him to do his thing. He's been doing his own little thing ever since Eri and Sailor Moon are one being. Don't ask me. That's a long story. So we had like a period where me and Har were, well, we found out that the Sailor Scouts actually exist in this universe. Our Sailor Scouts, not the one that Wayne, not the one that purple shirted motherfucker was, because any Sailor Moon that ain't a little bit, that ain't feeling me or Har a little bit is not the real Sailor Moon. And that's not me being vain. That is like actual fucking facts, man. Not like every chick falls for me, but it's kind of weird that you don't feel nothing from me when you look at me. Mostly because, he used to be Prince Ardenian. Prince Endinian's brother, so it's like, the fact that there was no spark of realization, that's what got me. But, not the point. Trust me, we ain't talking about that purple-shirted motherfucker. He's gone. But, so right now, I'm just kind of triangulating, seeing if anything is amiss in Morgan's mind. I could do this without actually going inside. It's just something I learned. I have a fuck ton of abilities. Yeah, like some people don't understand how powerful I actually am to an extent. So, anyways, doesn't seem like anything is amiss. Maybe a few things here and there. Huh. Oh god, there's so much. Oh Jesus, folks, there's a lot of not safe for work images in Morgan's head right now. I'm gonna just kind of turn away from that. And people say like, Bugsy, do you not like not safe for work material? Dude, it's Bugs. I'm Bugsy Prime, but I know there's a time and place for that. Anyways, other than that, oh wait a minute, what's this? Some sort of mind control program. Interesting. Interesting indeed. In a minute, I gotta go tell Double. Tell Double about it. But we should. It should be taken care of. The one thing okay. It's here, but who put it in? It's vague, but I'm trying to use my old intuitive eyes here. It's a little rough to make it out. I already have the middleman, having Morgan under surveillance. We move like shadows, dudes. So basically, we should be okay. But right now, I'm just kind of wondering, basically. Right now, I'm basically wondering who put this little mind control code here. I don't know. It looks dormant, like it hasn't been active. But I often wonder though. Double calls himself the most evilest person. Like he calls himself evil. To me, he's not. I've seen evil. I've looked it dead in the face. I've beaten it. Hell, there were times where I almost had it take over me. I know these things. But how old I am, it's just, you learn a lot, doing what I do. Do I find Double evil? Nah. Do I think sometimes he should word things a little more differently? And try to be a little more sensible? Yeah. But the thing is, I know that Double hasn't been at this leadership thing as long as I have, so he's bound to make mistakes. I'm always going to be there for my bro simply because I know what it's like to have all this fucking all this fucking like leadership responsibilities at your shoulders. And I know the weight of that. And I backed away from it. When Dad wanted me to be king, I backed away from it. But most people know this story. And I only took the crown back. I only took the crown from Dad after Thardarkus, my uncle, killed him. And we reconciled before he died, but it still hurts, I know, like, I always show me being goofy and all this other stuff. But, you gotta understand, like, when you've been through shit like I have, sometimes you gotta smile through the pain a little bit. And I know that's not really a thing that everybody should do. If you have problems, you should. But I'm saying, you can't let that shit weigh you down. Hell, I have Zan. What I have Zan as a co-king, doing all the stuff in the kingdom that I don't have to do because it's something he wanted, and I just said, you know what, Zan, you run the kingdom, and if you ever need more, if you ever need my help or more of anything, just call. Zan finally gets what he wants, and we kind of have this cold rulership thing, and I kind of dig it. And I'm still out here helping the little lordlets, with their powers whenever I got a chance. The lordlets are Chaos Lord children, and our future. You gotta teach them the right way to use their magic. If we don't, we can get more people like Thardarchus. Before I took over as king, me and Zan, there was a big classism divide. And we literally forced some of the more blue-blooded Chaos Lord families to fucking humble themselves. Most of them tried to fight me, and then I just beat the living shit out of them for like 5 hours. And I told these motherfuckers, we are one people. Okay? We are not going to sit here and fight each other over status. One of the snobbier ones said, why should we listen to Artemis's brat? And if you ever hear the word, if I ever hear the word Artemis's brat, because Artemis is my father's name, a lot of them used to call me and my brothers and my cousins Kuro brats or Artemis's brats. And I don't take kindly to that fucking moniker. I choked the dude and I said, you know what? You idiots couldn't last 5 fucking days without me or Zan. Because you idiots would try to take over Earth, and then I'd have to slap all of you, and I would not take pleasure in this. You idiots can't do nothing. Y'all don't even know about Earth. Y'all never went down to Earth. And I sat there. I looked. I said, you idiots couldn't last 5 minutes. And they didn't. Because they actually tried. And didn't know what to do. And I just sat there. Laughing my fucking head off. And I was like, what did you learn? Actually even imitating my dad real quick on that. I was like, what did you learn? We can't do anything. And because our status means nothing down there? Yes. And what else? That you're in charge? Yes. And I should kiss the ring? I'm like, you don't have to. Zan made him kiss his ring, but that's Zan being Zan. I love my twin brother. He can be kind of an asshole, but he's this, that, and the third. He's married to Azula. Man, like him and Azula have like the same kind of mannerisms, but they're more. With Zan and Azula, they're more cooled down than what they probably were when they met, because Z was always a hothead. Bloody being my half brother, him and Zan always had like actual fucking just the same kind of temperament. I would say, and they go through a lot of shit together before Doc Scratch took them over. That's a whole different story. But yeah, I literally right now still trying to figure out where and how is this even possible. Doesn't seem like any of the people that we know that could really mind warper. But it is kind of fucking weird that this code is in here. It is like a deep-seated thing. Like a person can yank a memory, right? Even a deep-seated one if they try hard enough. I'm talking like the most repressed memory you have in your head. With a little practice, you can pull it out. But this is is like deep seated in like 5 different memories. It's like a memory turducken, which my father really did like. Yeah, we saw. Yeah, Chaos Lords. We celebrated Thanksgiving, but not the way, or not the way humans did it. We called it like the Festival of Feasting. Yeah, not really the most creative name, I know. But yeah, Dad loved his turduckens. Me, I was always like, yeah, it's good, but I never really found why it was so great. Dad would break his wings just to get just to get a turducken. And it was only in November. I am not kidding. It was only in November. Man was manic for them turduckens. Me, it was Zan. It was Zan, Har, Maru, Sep sometimes because Hades because we didn't know where Sep was back in the day. I think Hades is now addicted to turduckens now. Don't ask me why. That man goes mental for some turduckens. I guess one of the men in the Kuro family has to. Me, I just never got the appeal. I just never got why someone wants to eat a duck, a turkey with a chicken and duck inside of it. It's just weird. Anyways. I'm gonna go tell the rest of what my findings to Double. But you know what? I do like this kind of like log thing I'm doing. It's nice. And this is for everybody in the RPU to actually view, because I don't want to have any secrets. This ain't really a middleman. Thing, so I don't have to be secretive. So viewable file for everybody to see. More Bugsy than you can handle. I say that, but trust me, only a few people in my harem can actually handle some of this. Well, most of my harem can handle some of this. I think Rage can handle some of this too. But not the point. Anyways, I'm going to tell Dubs what I found. And, I don't know. Probably hand it over to my agents, see what they can dig. Because I can't make heads or tails of this code in Morgan's mind right now. And it can't be Aquila because it just doesn't seem like something that they would do. Though I could be wrong. But that's pretty much all I'm able to gather for now. Well, I'm gonna go give this off to my agents. I guess it seems like some sort of mental activation code, kind of like a sleeper cell kind of thing. But it's only partly activated. It's not activated fully. Because I guess the person who did this only needed to do half. Which, that's great. And before I go, Rebecca, please, you really gotta crack down on these zealots, man. Ma'am, you need to crack down on these zealots. I know you can't really do everything, but I'm saying the moment you see these motherfuckers, and I gotta tell that to my bros in the Brotherhood of Freedom as well. You guys need to anybody who pretends to be a mailman, you're just getting shot out of the airlock. I'm gonna be real with you. Your ass is grass, and the moment you say you're a middleman and I do not see you on the list, you're getting shot out of an airlock. The quickest thing, you're So, don't, like, I don't know about the other factions, but don't do that shit with me. Because I can make you feel pain that you can't even imagine on a level that is so fucking primal, you can't even fathom it with your mind. Okay? You got a 3D, like most people, 3D minds. Chaos Lords, fifth dimension. Fifth dimension, probably sixth dimension. Eighth dimension, eighth dimension if you're fucking like advanced. But it takes Chaos Lords a while to get to that. But to that point, I say this. To the guy that talked to the dude that looks like a Amish motherfucker, I say to you this. It doesn't seem like you're a part of Belka, and since you're not, I will come. Like, me and Zilla will come for you. Okay? You're not gonna get away with this. Any of you motherfuckers that say you're part of Belka and you're not, oh, you don't even want to know the kind of torture I'm gonna put on y'all. It ain't gonna be fun for no one involved. It is gonna be so painful. And it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen forever. I'm gonna make it so it happens forever. Like all eternity, when I walk into the Middleman Institute, because y'all gonna have sales, I'm gonna hit a button, and it is gonna fuck your mind up. The moment it happens, you are going to feel the kind of pain that you wish you could be evacuated from. And I want to make an example of all of you motherfuckers that pretend to be factions, because I want you all to know if Rhino and Rebecca may do something, but but I'm a Chaos Lord that likes to play for keeps. I'm a person that has been a leader for many years. And I want y'all to know that I do not tolerate this kind of impersonation. You don't want to know the kind of horrors I can unleash upon you. I'll make an EXE and a cross get scared. That's how bad it is. Trust me, the whole cross is scared, is afraid of me. You're like, yeah, you're right. Like, how are they? I'm more brutal than an entity and a thing that just makes people violent on rip. And that's not hyperbole. That is not me. That is not old Bugsy Prime building up. I'm not gonna, I'm not evil, but if you fuck with people I care about, well, oh, you don't want to know the kind of horror I can do. You don't want to know. You know the stuff you see in the Dark Carnival? That's a light. That's me being a light. If I'm full Dark Ringleader, you don't want to know where you don't want to know where I go with that. But, probably some of you are probably going to be freaking exhibits in the Dark Carnival, so be prepared for that. I call it the Hall of Pain. But, I should probably get going. That's the thing about me. I yap and yap and yap and yap. Oi. But I'll see you guys later. Peace.